Welcome back, history lovers and mystery seekers. Today, we're diving deep into a part of American history that you definitely didn't learn in school. It's a story that's far older, more profound, and infinitely more mysterious than the familiar tales of colonial times. This is a story buried deep beneath the soil of the United States, a narrative that has been silent for thousands of years. So, grab your virtual shovel and get ready to dig, because we are about to begin our journey into the true ancient history of America, the lost civilizations, the unsolved mysteries, and the secrets that have been hidden for centuries. Most people think of American history as starting just a few hundred years ago, with the arrival of European settlers. But the land itself, this vast continent, carries a history that stretches back more than 15,000 years. Current archaeological evidence suggests that the first humans to set foot in the Americas arrived after crossing a land bridge from Asia into what is now Alaska. From there, these pioneers began an incredible journey, spreading out to eventually populate the entire continent, from the frozen north to the fiery south. One of the earliest and most fascinating cultures we know of is the Clovis civilization, which flourished around 13,000 years ago. These weren't simple hunter-gatherers. They were masters of their environment. They are famous for their uniquely crafted stone tools, particularly the Clovis point, a fluted spearhead so effective it allowed them to hunt massive Ice Age animals like mammoths and giant sloths. What's truly mind-boggling is that Clovis artifacts have been discovered all across the United States, from Pennsylvania to Arizona. This proves that these ancient people were highly mobile, traveling far and wide, adapting and thriving in a wild, untamed America. But as the Ice Age ended and the giant beasts disappeared, so too did the Clovis people, leaving behind a profound mystery. What happened to them? Did they evolve into later cultures, or did they simply vanish? The questions linger, and this is where our story takes an even more enigmatic turn, leading us to one of the greatest puzzles of ancient America, the Mound Builders, over thousands of years. Long after the Clovis era, various civilizations rose up across the American Midwest and Southeast. They weren't just building simple huts. They were constructing massive, complex earthwork structures that still defy explanation today. We're talking about enormous mounds of earth sculpted into precise geometric shapes, towering pyramids made of soil, and ceremonial complexes with mounds aligned perfectly with the movements of the sun, moon, and stars. Take, for example, the incredible Serpent Mound in Ohio. It's a nearly quarter-mile-long effigy of a giant snake uncoiling across the landscape, seemingly swallowing an egg-shaped mound. Its head aligns perfectly with the summer solstice sunset, a feat of astronomical engineering that is simply astonishing for its time. Or consider Poverty Point in Louisiana, a UNESCO World Heritage Site built over 3,000 years ago. It consists of a series of enormous, concentric earthen ridges and mounds. It was a bustling center for trade and ceremony, a place where people gathered from hundreds of miles away. But the crown jewel of the mound builder cultures is undoubtedly the ancient megacity of Cahokia, located in modern-day Illinois, right across the river from St. Louis. Around the year 1200 AD, Cahokia was larger and more populous than London was at the same time. Imagine that. This was a sprawling metropolis with a population in the tens of thousands. It featured vast plazas, dozens of smaller mounds for residences and burials, and at its center, a colossal pyramid known as Monk's Mound. This earthen structure is larger at its base than the Great Pyramid of Giza, standing atop it. The city's rulers would have presided over a complex, sophisticated society. The astronomical knowledge of these civilizations is another layer of the mystery. Some of the mound complexes in Cahokia and other sites seem to align with constellations, like Orion and Draco. How did these ancient people, without modern tools or written language as we know it, develop such advanced astronomical understanding? How did they organize the massive labor force required to build these structures? These mysteries remain, hinting at a level of societal organization and scientific knowledge that we are only just beginning to appreciate as we move forward in time and westward across the continent. We encounter another breathtaking example of ancient ingenuity, Ancestral Puebloans. These are the master builders of the American Southwest, the creators of the stunning cliff cities we see today at places like Mesa Verde in Colorado around 1,000 years ago. They began constructing entire villages directly into sheer canyon walls. Cliff Palace, for instance, is a multi-story complex with over 150 rooms. Built high up in a protective alcove, they engineered complex irrigation systems to farm in the arid desert and created intricate road networks connecting their communities. But then, around the year 1300, they abandoned these magnificent cities. Why they left remains one of the great unsolved questions of American archaeology. And the story doesn't end there. We also find the rich, artistic and spiritual traditions of the Hopewell culture. Known for their elaborate burial mounds filled with finely crafted artifacts made from materials sourced from across the continent, we see the rise of the powerful Mississippian civilization, which included Cahokia and other city-states that dominated the region for centuries. And we must not forget the incredible political innovation of the Iroquois Confederacy in the Northeast. This alliance of nations formed one of the oldest living democratic structures in the world, a system of governance so advanced that it is believed to have influenced the very framers of the United States Constitution. But then came a dramatic and devastating turning point. The arrival of Europeans in the late 1400s and early 1500s changed everything. New diseases to which the native populations had no immunity swept across the continent, wiping out entire communities. This was followed by conflict, war, and a rapid, relentless wave of colonization. Many of these ancient cultures, which had thrived for millennia, were shattered. Their cities were abandoned, their traditions were suppressed, and their histories were nearly erased, leaving behind only ruins, symbols, and stories, the last echoes of civilizations that had lived here for thousands upon thousands of years. Today, archaeologists and historians are in a race against time, working to uncover and preserve this forgotten past. Every year, new discoveries are made. We're finding evidence of vast cities hidden under dense forests, forgotten trade networks that spanned the continent, more astronomical monuments, and tools that push back the timeline of human presence in America even further. This hidden ancient history tells us one thing with absolute clarity. America's story didn't begin just a few centuries ago. It began in the deep past, with complex, advanced, and mysterious civilizations that shaped this land and its spirit long before the United States of America ever existed. Their legacy is written into the very soil beneath our feet, a powerful reminder of the deep and rich history of this continent. If you enjoyed this journey into the mysteries of ancient America, please show your support by hitting that like button, leaving a comment with your thoughts, and subscribing to the channel for more adventures. We have so many more mysteries, hidden histories, and incredible discoveries from across the USA to share with you. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring. Thanks for watching.